Well, they're the ones that got everything started here. You know, they're the ones that I think bought into the system, and that's obviously huge. You got to have guys on board.
Any CQ.
And they did a great job. And it's tough. Senior night's always tough. You know, just like, oh man, I'm never going to see Quentin Wright wrestle in Rec Hall again, and that's a bummer. We're never going to see Pearsall. But it's a celebration of their career, and we're very happy for them where they're at. And we're focused on being the national champions and being the Big Ten champions. And so there's still a lot of wrestling to do. It's just we won't be in Rec Hall anymore. So.
Bryan, can you take us through that pin? What was going through your mind? And what you saw, what you took hold of there?
I was just looking for an opening, obviously I wanted to get a fall. It's the goal of every match, it would have been nice to get a little bit more mat time out there, but, saw an opening, had to take it, and got the fall, which is what I wanted, so. I
know the Wounded Warrior project is something that you're pretty close to.
Yeah.
I think it was something that, you came up with a little bit. What does that mean to you, that you guys were able to auction that off and raise the amount of money that you did?
Yeah, I'm actually doing my internship with Ability Athletics, and the one thing we do is work closely with the Wounded Warriors, and that's just great. The more exposure they get, and the more people become aware of, that is an issue. It's great, and I think the singlet went for over like $900 or something like that. So, and that's money that will be gone directly to Penn State's Wounded Warriors and to a really great cause, and I'm sure they're really excited about it.
Quentin, your last match at home, you're from here, you've been a fan favorite. What do you just sum up your career and your thoughts on the fan support you got and the standing ovation you got today?
I'm blessed. You can pretty much say that. To have the fan support that I've had, and just, I've been blessed with great teammates and with a great coaching staff, and, everything's just been a dream these past 4 or 5 years. A lot of ups and downs and all arounds, but it was a lot of fun.
For Quentin and Bryan, what was that feeling like, giving one last wave to the crowd and walking off now, and it's your last time here?
I don't think it's sunken in 100% yet. It's just, it was nice for me personally to acknowledge the fans and let them know that I'm really grateful for all the support that they've given me over the years.
Yeah, it's probably going to hit me first home match next year. But that's when whenever you're not allowed to go back and weigh in. When you're not allowed to weigh in, I don't think I'd ever say that. But yeah, it's just been really great to have that fan support, and it'll hit us later on because right now we're still in national title mode.
Matt, what have you seen from these two guys, these two seniors that you've picked up over your time here?
I've learned a lot from them in the past year and a half. Just they're poised, they've been here for 5 years, and so. Last year was my first year. They kind of showed us, how to get in there, work hard. They're examples to the whole team.
How about some of the other seniors that aren't starters, but they plug away every day in the room? Guys like English and Fisher and I'm forgetting guys.
Andrew Church.
Right.
Reber.
How about those guys? I mean, what have they kind of meant to you guys, and from week to week, where people maybe don't see them on Fridays or Sundays?
Well, you've got to have a team, and they're the support team. I mean, everyone has a role, and we need them and the attitude and them pushing these guys, and they're ready to step up and step in, and at a moment's notice, as we saw last week with Reaper. English stepped in big time for us this year and challenged for the spot. He could be back next year, but that'll be his decision. But you got to have, a team isn't one with 10 guys. It's one with 30 guys, and that's 30 good guys all on board pushing each other. It takes 30 guys worth of enthusiasm and goals and visualizing success and just bringing that attitude every day, to get these guys ready. So we've got some great guys. Fisher stepped in throughout his career and has done an awesome job. He really, when he goes out there, he's a fighter, and I think he was a fan favorite. I don't think he got a chance this year, but in late years past, he would bump up weight classes and step up there and find ways to win matches that he had no business winning just because he's got a big heart. So it's guys like that yeah, we want to win, obviously, but and the guys that are winning at the Nationals make that happen. But you want good people and good hard workers and guys that just love Penn State and love the program and because they're the backbone.
You
Well,
guys
I'm
have
not
a pretty
Dylan.
big sample size to draw from, but do you have a favorite recall memory that sticks out right away if somebody asks?
Like on the team.
Yeah, wrestling here. I mean,
Oh, definitely one of the favorite ones was when he pinned the kid from Ohio State last year. What was it, Ohio State? Pinned the cradle with 1 second left. Pitt. Oh my God, that was awesome. I think I got 7 feet in the air.
Pearsall's had a few of those moments.
I know. It's been, yeah, that was definitely one of my favorites from over the years.
Cael, how about Dylan? It was the closest, not of the day. You talk about that pretty physical.
Yeah, I think he had a tough physical kid, and the kid did a real nice job of getting his hands on Dylan and trying to control the tie-up. And but Dylan did what he needed to do. He hit some nice shots, and it's just a tough match. So,
Anything else for Matt? I need to get him on radio. We good? All right, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, Ryder's got some good kids in there, and the score didn't look very good, but they've got some good kids, and it's a good match for us this time of the year as we're tuning up and getting ready for Ryder. But I think Dylan definitely wrestled one of their tougher kids. They have some NCAA qualifiers on their team and some potentials again this year.
Cael, Jimmy Lawson went today. Is that position finalized there at heavyweight, or are you still trying to figure it out?
It's not finalized, but it's we're working on it. We've been given Lawson the nod the last few spots, and I guess that's probably a pretty good indicator of what we're doing. Nothing's finalized.
Where along the course of the line did it come apparent to you that you should make a switch between Gingrich and Lawson?
Well, it's not really like a moment. It's just, we're in practice every day. You're around them. You sense the attitude. You sense. I mean, there should be no surprises. You know these guys pretty well. And, I feel like Lawson will be at his best in the big matches, and that goes a long way. Gingrich has the ability to, and has come a real long way, and has had some big wins this year. Both are, sky's the limit with their potential. It's just they're both still young in their careers and inexperienced, but. It's really hard to say. We just got to figure and guess. Well, who's got the best chance of scoring points at the Big Ten and in the national tournament? And I don't know. That's why we're trying to figure that out.
Are we good? Because I'd like to get these guys to the autograph session. Is there anybody else who needs something though? We can take one more if you need it.
Cael, what does it say about your team that you guys could pull out 5 pins today? What does it say about the depth?
Well, I like to see our guys looking for pins, especially this time of the year, because that's what is going to win the national championship. It's going to be pretty even if everyone just wins and our opponents top competition and they just win. We need the bonus points. I think that's what separated us from the rest of the pack the last 2 years. It's like having an extra guy in the tournament, 1 or 2 guys actually. So we need those bonus points, and if we want to win the nationals and the Big Ten. So getting 5 tonight, it's a good deal, and it's a team mentality. You're not just out there wrestling for yourself. You're out there trying to score team points, and that's what we want. And it's good to see it happening.